are direct entrepreneurs. If you haven't already, there's pizza and water outside, and then you can check in the back and print out the name badge. Or at least if you can do it at the end, that way it's always good for us to know how many people showed up. So I just want to, again, welcome Influencer Marketing. NG, who is a blogger and creator of Dear Mishu Dad, is there to talk, but just want to take a moment of his presentation time just to tell you a little bit about NC Idea. I know that some of you may be very familiar with us, but some of you may not be. So we are an independent private foundation that helps North Carolinians achieve their entrepreneurial potential. We do that directly for entrepreneurs through programs and grants. Again, I oversee the micro, which is a $10,000 grant that we give out 30 of those a year, and our seed grants, $50,000 grants, and we give out about 12 of those a year in 2 cycles. And then we also have our labs program, which is a 4-week, very customer discovery intensive accelerator. If you want to ask myself, or in the back, there's Sarah and Andrea, also NC Idea staff, and then Alex over here at the end. If you want to ask us any more questions about the programs or grants, we'll stick around afterwards. I just want to mention the labs program. If you're interested in this program, applications for the next cohort open July 8th and run through the 22nd. If I have that correct. So again, we are here to answer your questions afterwards as well. Yes. Has anyone seen the clicker that has kind of disappeared? Oh, right here. There you go. Yeah. So, NG, take it away.
So, big clap to NC Idea that have the community of North Carolina. Really good job. All right. So, you hear a lot about social media influencers, especially from marketing people and journalists that don't have direct experience. A lot of it is negative and usually comes from lack of experience or resistance to change. You may also hear from advertisement companies that present themselves as representative of influencers. Today you're going to hear from the source, the inside view. Okay? So I'm NG, I'm local, and I'm into influence on social media. You can say that I'm a social media marketer. Before that, I was in the high-tech industry. I had my own software company back in the Silicon Valley. And before that, I was a tennis player. Okay. One day, I was looking for an influencer for my own brand, something to do with the pets industry. I was looking and looking and looking, and I interviewed quite a few and couldn't find a suitable one for what I was looking for. Also, at that time, there was a new subsegment of marketing that called influencer marketing, and I was very intrigued and excited by that because, hey, how often there's a new method of marketing, right, that comes up. So it was very rare, and I decided to get into that and to create my own social media influencer, my own character. So this is Dear Mishu. That's the character that I created. And yes, she's my dog. And also her character based on a very famous book called Being There. I don't know if you've heard, there's also a classic movie about that. And people send her questions about being worried and stressed. You know that maybe every third person in the US is stressed about something, right? They send her question about stress, worries, love, loss, family, and career. And she answers 3 times a week from dog perspective. And yeah, she became quite famous. And that's why I'm called the Mishu's Dad. Okay? Okay, so first, who are those influencers? Who are they? Well, it's not that. Okay, it's not that. You don't need to be super famous and do something like that to be an influencer. In fact, almost all of the influencers are not celebrities. They are not like that at all. Okay, so who are they? So I'm going to explain who are they. It's going to be very simple. Only 2 things you need to remember. But please pay attention because I'm going to ask you right after if Alexa of Amazon is an influencer. So are you ready to pay attention? All right. 2 things. 1, they need to own social media account. So they need to own Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever social media account that they choose to, whatever they feel great to be there, okay? So this is number 1. And number 2, they must, and this is very important, they must have great relationships with their followers. Okay, so again, owners of social media account, and secondly, great relationships. Okay? All right. So with that in mind, is Alexa an influencer? What do you think? What's your opinion? What's your opinion? So you said no because she doesn't own social media accounts. What else? Who else? Come on, you can say express yourself. Don't worry about that. You said yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Why?
Alexa has social media accounts and it gives recommendations and advice. You say, what's the best garlic to buy? It will answer.
Interesting, very interesting. I appreciate your point of view. I think you are right. Last time I checked, she has quite many followers. I think by now maybe 200,000 on Twitter, and that she has great. Remember, number 2 is to have great relationship. So we measure great relationships mainly by how much their followers engage with her. So you see here, she got 526 comments. Means that they engage with her, they ask a question, or they comment, or they had a dialogue with her, as sweet as it sounds. Also, many people reshare her, which show that she influences opinion, and that's what influence is all about. So, last time I checked, it seems that she is an influencer, but I reckon that it's very philosophical, because the whole idea of non-human becoming influence, something AI generated influencer or reality influencer is quite philosophical at this stage. So it's not black and white yet, but it might. Nothing is black and white, right? But for now, that's how it looks like. Okay, good. You're a good student. You remember those 2 things. Good. There are 3 types of influencers for your information. There is the mega influencer. Those are the celebrities that I'm sure you know. And then there's the macro-influencers. Anything below 1 million to 100K. And then there's the micro-influencers. And those are anything below that, anything below 100K up to 50 followers, right? So you can say the small influencers called micro-influencers. And now recently there's another sub-segment of micro-influencers that called nano-influencers. but don't worry about that. Okay, just remember micro-influencers. Okay, after all, we can't remember every new wording that will come up about about social media or anything, right? We like to keep it simple. Oh, do you have any questions? Any questions?
Are
Yes.
these like industry recognized terms to influencers like on different platforms? You said like, you asked like, do you have any macro influencers? Someone's going to know what you're talking about. This is a common
Yes.
industry term.
Yes. The name of the types are common and agreeable. The numbers are not. The numbers are not. So all agree about the mega, but then exactly how much macro, exactly how much micro and nano, it's just beginning. So there are different opinions about it. For example, I hold the opinion that you need to have 50 followers that you have great relationship with to be an influencer. But some say, oh, this is rubbish. You need to have 1 million to be influencer. And then I tell them, yeah, but this is about reach. If you have 1 million, it will be very hard for you to influence the opinion, right? So this is my experience, okay? I'm into that every day, many nights for the past 5 years. So no bullshit today, okay? I'm just telling you like street smart what's going on in the influence industry. Any other questions? All right. Okay. You get so many things from influencer marketing, so many. You know what? I'd like to hear from you. What do you think you will get from hiring someone hiring an influencer to do influencer marketing for you? And feel free to use the tips on my slide. Yes?
Credibility.
Hmm?
Credibility.
Credibility, yes. So those influencers, again, don't be misled. They're not those that do that. Usually not. Those are just people like us, or dogs, or there are some dogs that also influence. I'll talk about it later. You can see her here, right? Mishu. They're just like us, people who are crazy about something, and they write about that, and they get, for many years, they're having more and more followers, and they're gaining a lot of credibility and authority around that topic. So it's a good shortcut. You know, you are launching a new product or service. It will take you years to get what they got already. So you use the service to get that trust and authority. What else? What else? Yes?
Consideration.
Consideration? What do you mean?
Like,
I don't think it is written here. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd like to hear it. Yeah. Consideration.
maybe someone hasn't even thought of what you provide as a service or a product, so an influencer can put that in front of someone and vouch for it, and then
Yes.
eventually they're gonna
Yes. Consideration. Gentlemen, what's your name?
John.
John said consideration. This is so true. You know, they are believable. They're gaining trust. So they are able to bring something new that's related to what they do. They can bring new dialogue about something. So people will consider what they do very seriously. They take them seriously because their followers, they come to view what they say without getting paid. Their followers visit their Twitter or Instagram account every day or a few times a day to see what they have to say about something. Okay, and they believe them. What else? Very good. Yes.
You get a bullhorn. So
A what?
You get a bullhorn.
Okay, bullhorn. Okay, what do you mean?
So you get your message in front of a bunch of people that you may not have reached in any other way.
Right. You get your message in front of people that you may not reach them, you may not be able to reach them before. Yes. So it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut for you. Yes. What else? Think. Yes.
It's a new marketing channel. Besides
Oh, yeah.
TV, print, whatever was out there in the past.
Oh yeah.
It's a new marketing channel.
Oh yeah. It is becoming more and more common, I believe, that the most important in marketing is social media engagement. And so using the service of influencer bring you toward that end very nicely. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes.
Learning.
Learning.
You learn from them how
This is
they're
true.
doing things and how they were able to reach to that many people, how they make that many people follow.
Yes.
So
This is
learning.
true. This is so true. And very often they come, the community that they build around them, they come to get inspired, but also to learn. Very often to learn about something. Yes, yes, yes. I will talk about it more in details. We can go on and on. There are so many advantages. Yes?
I have a question.
Sure.
So, should an entrepreneur seek to become an influencer in their area, or should they just depend on finding other influencers?
Okay, so why don't you ask me this, because it's not a specific creator. Can I answer that at the Q&A section after
Okay.
that? Please ask me. It's a very, very good question.
Okay.
Okay. There are so many things to say why we need them. They are great content creators, and also the great in distribution of that content that they make for you, right? What else? They're getting a positive bias about new things. Get positive bias. And social proof that you need so much, right? You're getting links. Mailing list. What I mean by mailing list means the way I see it, and I examine a lot, the new modern mailing list is not getting emails, but joining very loyal followers to your social media account, to be your followers, and keeping them there. And they're going to choose to keep themselves there as your in your community that you're building. That's the new modern mailing list. And very important, this one. So when you ask to recommend you something, who will you trust? People or brands that recommend their products to you and say how great the product of theirs is good for you to buy? People, right? Why should we trust, when you think about it, it's ridiculous. Like, brand builds something and say, oh, you should buy from me, I'm so great, the product is so great. Well, we don't know, how can we believe you, right? But when it comes with people, especially people you trust, that's a winner, all right? Okay, I also see the influencers, especially the small influencers, the micro-influencers, as the new modern guerrilla marketers. Have any one of you heard about guerrilla marketing or guerrilla marketers? Someone that didn't talk? Yes, please, you. Or you were just raising your hand?
Oh, for guerrilla marketing?
Yeah, guerrilla marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you raise your hand?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, okay,
I
what
thought
is
you
it?
was asking if I'd heard of it. Yeah. What is it?
Yes, yes. Just what you know about it.
Yeah, just kind of like attention grabbing, low budget, maybe like tactics.
Yes, very good. Very good. Anyone else knows about that? Yes.
I think
Wow, you know a lot.
I think the thing is like 7 times something has to be in front of your eyes or grab your attention. And after 7 times you go and have realized about a product or service. I think that's the content.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure it's related to guerrilla marketing. I'm not sure, but it's good. Okay, so guerrilla marketing is a marketing strategy concept that was coined by Dr. J. Levinson in 1984 with the release of his book, Guerrilla Marketing, And what it means is to find creative ways to market what you do in an efficient way and at low price. It means doing more with less. Now that's great, right? Now leveraging the power of the influencer, especially the micro-influencers, is doing exactly that. All right. If there's something I've learned from dear Mishu, is that if you want to influence about something, the best way to do it is to create a community around a niche topic. Okay? So there are millions of influencers out there that create community around something they're crazy about. It can be anything you can think about, like let's say about this clicker, okay? They will write all day long about this clicker, and then we find other people around the world that are crazy about what they say because they're crazy about this clicker and they can't stop talking about it and get inspired about that. There are so many niche influencers. In fact, most of the influencers are niche influencers. They're around something. So my dear Mishu is an advanced columnist for human, okay? That's a niche, right? And the one on the middle, that's maybe, I really admire her. All she does days and nights is talking, inspiring, and doing video about pumpkin. Pumpkin, all day long. And she is a great influencer on that topic. The one on the right, those are the red shoes influencers, and I will teach you soon how I found them. Okay, what is it? Oh, it's here. Oh, any questions about the niche influencers? Hey, do any of you do niche product? Something around niche? What do you do?
We have a wristband for kids that struggle with focus, so whether they have ADHD or for whatever reason they struggle to get their homework done and pay attention in class, it's a vibration reminder wristband.
Very impressive. Respect. Yeah, so I hope that you have also respect to the niche influencers. Okay? All right, cool. That's really very, very nice. All right. Content. One of the most amazing deliveries that you will get from influencers is the content that they create for you. Okay? Why? Because the content is native, natural, original. Hey, did you notice that I was just saying 3 things about the same meaning, by the way? Okay, you did notice. Okay. It is, what else? It's not like advertisement, it's non-intrusive. You know, advertisement ads are so intrusive, especially for the new generation that don't like to push new things and they just really find a way to skip, stop, and find other ways to not seeing those ads. But not so with the influencers. The influencers communicate directly with their followers, with their communities, okay? And they know how to create great content to capture the feeling. What they do is, what they write or what they should write is super interesting, beautiful, non-superficial, relevant, with great unique point of view, with great attention to details. And what else can I say? It's really beautiful. The content is amazing. And sometimes I feel that the value of some influencers is actually the content more than influence, because you take this content and you can repurpose it, you can remarket, and you can just add their content into yours, because I'm sure you have someone that does content for you, or you do, but even if that person is very, very talented, after a while become boring and repeatable, so they can fill up the gap. Okay. Any question? Oh, actually I didn't finish talking about content. Okay. I want you to know that serious influencers will not do hard, pushy sales, because then it will look like an advertisement, and you don't want another bloody advertisement. So here are two examples. Look at the one on the left by that couple on Pinterest. They endorse Bank of America. Look on the one on the left and tell me, what do you see there? What do you see there that is not hard sell, that is not pushy sell? Tell me. Happiness.
Happiness.
That's right, happiness. What else? Anything else that you see there? That's right. So you see happiness, good vibe, balloons, party, Merry birthday, but you don't see the building of Bank of America or clocks or even money, right? That's the right way. And the one on the right side, Ellison, she did such a great job. She got endorsement for Chobani. Hello.
Hi.
For Chobani, the yogurt company. And just look at that, it's so beautiful. There's no, you never find, you don't see get coupon or 10% discount if you buy now. Buy 5 and get 8. Buy Monday, otherwise it's gone. No, you will never see that. They don't do hard sales. Okay? Now, that's amazing. That's marketing. Okay? Okay. And now I'm going to tell you bad news and also good news. Okay? So the bad news is that if you do Google or Bing or something other search engine search for influencers tools that will match you with influencers, you will find a list of thousands of tools. Unfortunately, they don't work. Why? Because those tools are too general and too limited. And if someone wants to hear more technical details about it, I will let you know. It's something we do with the APIs, okay? And privacy that they don't get from the privacy data that they don't get from the social media platform. So that's the bad news. Instead, I'm going to teach you how to find those red shoes influencers or other influencers for you using the native app that you usually use when you do social media. That's the good news. Okay, you ready? I'm going to teach you now how to implement my chess, the hashtags method. It's pretty easy, but still requires some practice. Maybe you practice afterward. All right. So, one second. Okay. The idea is to find someone that is very, very, very related to what you do. Okay? Remember that. So to do that, you are doing a hashtag search, okay? And then you drill down from there. So for my presentation, I used shoes. What can be more generic than that? Right, you see that? What can be more generic than that? Then, after you click on the top search results, here you see this one, you will see this slide, you will see this screen here. Okay? Do you see where it says related? Yeah, everyone can see that? Okay, is there anyone that doesn't see that from far away? Yeah, you can see the screen? Yeah, okay, good. So where it says related, there is where you can find more niche topic to choose for your for what you do. Okay, so you make a short list of those niche topics, and then you click on it. Once you settle, once you settle, let's say summer shoes. Once you settle on summer shoes, you click on it, and your next step is to find who are on the top of that category. So you see where it says top? Those are the ones. Those are the influencers that dominate that category. Those are your candidates. Yay! Okay, it wasn't that hard, right? But it requires some practice. So perhaps later you do some practice and find the best for you to interview. Okay? All right. Yeah, I really recommend you to start early. Okay? How many companies here are very early stage? Ooh, almost half. Okay, cool. So you're not early stage. You go, wow, you already progressed a lot. Huh? Impressive. Again, impressive. All right, cool. And it's very impressive too that you're very stage. By the way, it's very. I've been there. You have a long way to go. Fun. Enjoy. All right. So I know. So when you start early, I mean, when it is just starting a company, you are trying to save money and not spending money at all. I understand. And you keep spending money only something that is like life or death, right? But I still advise for you early stage, and especially for advanced, but actually for all of you to start marketing early. I have so many friends. As I said, I lived in Silicon Valley until a couple of years ago. I have so many friends. For years they were designing something, so many ups and downs. And then one day they did make it. They have a product, and then they remember that no one knows about this product. So now they have another few years to get the product to the market. So I really recommend to start marketing early, and especially influencer marketing for the reason that I mentioned before. So seed your story early. Okay, I will talk about story, your brand story later a bit, because it's important. But basically you got to have a story, okay? And seed it early, so it won't come artificial if you do it on the last moment. Also, branding, getting trust, community building, it takes time. So start early. And other reason, but the something that will save you money and will get a lot of investment back is the feedback. Not many knows about that. Here's an example, here on the right. My team Mishu did endorsement for treats, for pets treats. And so we gave her, I should do like that, we gave her treats, And she ate some, and then we crossed the packaging, and then we saw that actually it's not crossable. We couldn't really cross it well. I think there was something wrong with it. So we immediately report to the brand, and they really thank us, and I believe we sell them the money for the mass packaging. Okay? But there can be anything, like if you do software, you can get bugs report from the influencer community, okay? And that will save you a lot of money, or user experience, or something to do with your website that you're not aware of. You want the funnel on your website to go from A to B to C to D, but there you will get feedback actually doesn't do it at all. Okay, so you think you should not spend money, but actually spending money in something like that is a very good investment, and will save you money actually. But that's all my opinion. Okay, do you have any questions so far? Any questions? Yes, please.
I just think it's a very gray area what you just mentioned regarding feedback, because those influencers have, people they can talk to very easily. And if something is not good on your product, they can also put it on the other side and talk bad about it. In case they, send you a direct message and tell you about feedback, that's perfect, but it can very easily go the other way.
Okay.
How would you
So,
judge that?
Yeah, sure. No, that's a good question. Okay. I advise you not to think this way. Okay? You know, brands that really win the heart of the people are brands that are sincere, and they're very transparent. And it's okay if you're making faults, it's fine. But first of all, almost all the influencers I know, when they get samples to endorse something and they find faults, then they will not publicize it. They will just tell you, and they will not. It's something with ethics. Okay, you see, influencers are not bloggers. Okay, as I said before, maybe bloggers will do that. We get something from you and we blog about it. Only people that are influencing on social media, those people are expert in emotional connectivity, And so, I don't know anyone that get product that doesn't work, that they publicize that. I don't think so. They just will give you feedback, and they will not dirty on you. They will not. But even if they do, it's okay, because you just be transparent. Just admit there's some errors, and that's why you use the community to get feedback, and you're so glad about that. You're so happy that you got this feedback. So now you're humble, and you're going to correct it, and the new version will be correct. Just be humble and be vulnerable. Apparently being vulnerable scores a lot with public opinion and connectivity with people. Don't be scared by it. Just be you. Just be you and show what you have, really. Any other question? Soon I'm going to talk about a contract. You can also add an item on the contract that will block the influencer from publishing, for going public with your product if you don't approve the preview, because they do have to send you the preview of the post, and if you don't approve, then legally you can block that legally too. But social media people, anyone I know in social media, they're so nice. They're so nice. They're not mean. They will not do anything mean to you. Don't worry. They will not. Okay, next. Okay, there are many misunderstandings in how to communicate and how to close deals with the influencers. Many of the marketers, they think that the right way to communicate with influencers is to outreach, to wow, to compliment, to write some good stuff on the blogs, and of course to send free samples. Well, it doesn't work this way. Because outreach is a myth. Instead, do hiring. Okay? As I mentioned before, the influencers are just people or dogs like us. Okay? They work really, really hard all day, every day, and also through the night very often. They treat themselves seriously, and we should do the same. Okay? So what I suggest you to do is just to treat them as professional, and just the same way you pay, the same way you hire a software developer, SEO expert, or graphic designer, just send them a short DM, state that you want to hire them, and do exactly that. Okay? Do you have any questions about that? If you treat them seriously, they will do serious job for you, and they will do it on time. So you can schedule with them, like, let's say next Wednesday, 12 p.m. to post, because you know it's the most optimized time for their community to post that endorsement. But if you don't have a serious relationship with them, they might just publish it, just put it in a queue somewhere at night or things like that. It won't be serious. I don't recommend that.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
You said you just send them a DM. What kind of information do influencers typically want to know in the business contacts them? Like, obviously they want to know your website, what kind of business you are. What else should you tell them?
I have the exact message that I recommend you send them. Okay? So maybe you can close your eyes. Don't look. It's not much. Here it is. Okay? Just straight message, something like, "Hi Johnny, I would like to pay you for the endorsement of my product. Is that okay? And what is your fee?" Do you know why I'm asking, is that okay? Because I want to get the first understanding if they love my product. Because if the influencer doesn't love my product, then it shows. It won't come truthful. Okay? So I like to ask that. All right, so this is a recommended DM to the influencer. Yes, please.
So what would you expect on a range of fees that might be acceptable?
Okay, so for mega influencers, it's a lot of money. It's hundreds of thousands or maybe millions. Okay, but with micro-influencer, it's not. It's really a low cost, very cost effective compared to advertisement. It's just a couple of $100, shouldn't be more than $500 to hire a very, very, very good micro-influencer. And if you're a good negotiator, maybe to be for 2 posts, Yeah, so it's not that much budget. I think the headache is more preparing for it. You need to prepare a lot for it, and you need to be very strategic, very, very strategic.
I have another question.
Sure.
So how do you tell if somebody will like your product? You want an influencer to like it. Do you send it to them first and ask them their opinion?
No. You don't want to send a product if you're not almost sure that they like your product, because then you waste your money. Yeah, don't do it. So it's some kind of psychology, So you just shoot in the first message. Is that okay, right? It's a hint. And then if they don't answer, then ask them, hey, but you like my product? And they say yes, and they'll probably say why. And if they don't say why, you ask them specifically, well, hey, why do you like my product? And you will know, because you know your product the best. You will know if they bullshit or not, right? You will know, right? So you insist to know why they like your product, okay? And also, as I mentioned before, you finding a very, very related influencer to what you do. So you know in advance. So if it's an influencer that talk about that component and you have something for that, you don't not really he needs to answer you too much about it because he can influence. That's what they do. I mean, we're crazy about that. Right? So just use your common sense to interview them. All right? No, where was I? Okay, I'm trying not too much. Ooh. Okay, tech support. I don't have much left. I think I just have 2 more slides. Just stay there. Just survive, okay? More. Go down. More. I mean, the other way. The other way. Sorry. Yeah, almost at the. More. Now. Yes. So remember that at the beginning I defined an influencer as someone that have great relationship. So social media engagement is everything, really, for PR, for marketing, sales, everything these days. Okay, so you can measure a great relationship of the influencer through the level of engagement that they have. Okay, sales influencers, actually all influencers, they engage so many hours every day, and trust me, it's not easy work because, as you can see, it can be very intensive. You need to answer and show interest and ask your followers how is their day, and then they're going to reply, and then you have to reply with I don't know, some kind of icon of smiley, and then dance again, and yet do it again. And it's everywhere you are, on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you are. It can be very intensive, and our followers, they want the attention. They want the attention, and I understand them. That's why I'm doubtful if brands can do an influence on social media because they need this person-to-person relationship. And that's why very often the small influencers, the micro-influencers, win the race very often, not always. Nothing's black and white, but almost always they get more engagement than the big influencers because they have less followers to engage with. Okay? So remember, the engagement is very, very important. So when you, first of all, for your brand, and secondly, for the partners that you're going to partner with. All right. Almost done. So this is a small trick to find good influencer. I believe you can read my handwriting.
Is it important to engage always with the same people, or because there will come so many comments in?
That's a good question. Yeah, well, you see, the same people equal to loyal customers, to loyal audience. You cannot not communicate with them often, because then there's a risk they will go away. Okay, but I usually don't do only with them, and with them maybe once a week or once every other week, and then I'm trying to find different new audience. Very often, not even my audience, but someone per hashtag, or someone send interest. I ask questions and all that, or stories. I just go randomly to Instagram stories, and we try to answer there and to show some interest and ask questions. But what you do now is asking me, how to be an influencer. How come? You want to be an influencer? Okay, so here are the questions that I recommend to ask the influencers before you strike a deal with them. So as I said, you got to find if they love your product. So you just ask them, do you love your product? And why? And then they say, because of A. So you ask them, oh, what do you mean because of A? Can you elaborate a bit? Then you will find out. You will find out. Next, did they promote a similar product in recently or before? If they do, then you would like to know when, because you know why. And also, if they did, then ask them for information about that. It will help you a lot with your strategic planning if you know how was the campaign with your competitors, right? That's a great value of information. Ask them how much, and then why. Why they ask for that amount. Any idea why I recommend to ask this question?
Might be out of the price range.
They might be what?
Out of the price range.
They might be out of my price range. Yes, also that. I ask them these questions because I want to know how they think. Okay? That's what you do with any potential partner. You ask them questions to know how they think, right? So you ask them, how much do you want? Why are you charging that? So you know how they think, right? So it will help you to be very strategic, to build a partnership that will work, that you know that will make him happy or her and you. Just tell him twice, okay? Based on experience. And that's very important. You ask based on their experience with the endorsement campaign. When was the best time? When was the best day that they saw the best results? So with my team Mishu, it's at noontime and not on Monday, or sometime at 10 p.m. And usually influencers know what time is the best, most optimized time and what day of the week. Okay, so you ask them that and you write it down. Some of the influencers, they delete their post shortly afterward. Now, some of you will think, oh, why are they deleting the post afterward? And yeah, it sounds weird, right? It sounds weird that deleting the post because you pay them to have it. And I was annoyed too, but I was also annoyed. Mishu never did that. But there was a very famous case in Australia a couple of months ago when an influencer was sued by a brand for deleting the endorsement post a couple of days after, and the judge said that it was the right thing that the influencer can delete. And why? Because it's like a billboard. It's like a public billboard where they expire your message after a short time. So legally they can do that. But not everyone deleting it like after a couple of days or after a couple of hours. Many don't, like dear Mishu Dad. But anyhow, interview them so you will know and very often if you know when they delete, and it might be okay with you if they give you better price, because maybe it was too expensive for you, if they ask, I don't know, $2,000, but if they delete after 2 days, and anyhow no one reads feeds that comes after 2 days, then it might be good for you. But you need to ask this question. Next, ask them to send you a snapshot of the 30 days report. They can do it, they just need to do a screenshot of the Instagram and Twitter analytics. Also, and that's, my friends, you got to remember this one. It's really, really important. You want to know if the creative that they create for you, the content, can you keep it? and can you use it? Because if it's not written somewhere, such in a contract or in an email, then it will be illegal of you to use it. Okay? So you want to know in advance. And that's very related to your negotiation with them. All right? The social media influencers are in the social media every day. Well, I usually recommend them to be six days a week, not 7 days, but many of them are every day, 7 days. And they really know the business. They really know how to market something. And so I really think it's a good idea to ask them, say, oh, you said you love my product, you're in this business many years, what do you think should be the best strategy for us for this campaign or in general? They will tell you, they will give you'll be surprised. They may give you really good tips and advice about your marketing strategy. And that costs nothing. All right, we're almost done. Now it's time, once you close the deal with the, wait, why is it funny? Why is it funny that we're almost done? Is it because every slide I said it's almost done?
I remember engagement that I had with other influencer.
Yes, share with us. It's very
And
interesting. Can you hide your voice a bit?
So I have a swimmer label that is ethical and sustainable, and I wanted to advertise my product in one way, and the influencer suggested to do it in another way, and it was very much more effective. So,
Her way?
I wanted.
Which way won the heart of the people? Her way or your way?
Her way, yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm about to talk about. So we start with that. Number 2. Many brands. Hello, you have given an example. They're trying to, or you trying to force the long-term vision on the influencers, and so they just want to do like copy and paste content, and they missing the whole point, because the influencer influence for a reason. As I said, they create great, native, original, impactful content. They really know how to do it. They do it every day. So don't take away the freedom in creativity, because then it will look just like another bloody ad, and you don't want it to happen. So thanks for sharing. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Because it's a new thing, so people think, oh, it's advertisement. It's not advertisement. It's inspiring. It's making dialogue. It's connectivity. It's getting trust. Advertisement doesn't really get much of that. So now I go back to number 1, and it's very important. So we found out that influencers are best in telling a story. They are excellent storytellers. Okay? So you got to define your story. You got to know what is your story. And everyone has a story. Everyone. Just some don't know about their story. Okay? So please create a story. Do you want me to show you an example? Okay. You're going to have it in the video? Okay. So before we play it, I'm just going to show you a simple, short example of what is a story today in the social media. So just imagine, wait, there's a story. Don't go, there's a story. It's okay, it's okay. Then just imagine a bus driver, just a very big bus, okay? He's like driving in a highway, and then suddenly he sees a puppy in the middle of the highway. You see that puppy? And so he stopped, and all the passengers said, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on? And he said, look at the puppy there, I'm going to save this puppy. So he's getting out of the bus. And then everyone is up with their smartphones, And he said, oh, and he's going all the way, and he brings the dog, and everyone clapping and all that. Everyone shoot a video of that, and it became viral like crazy. Okay? The Boring Company. What a story! This Boring Company does anything besides anything boring, right? So that's a good story. Can be the name of your company, but find something interesting. Okay.
Didn't they make flamethrowers?
Make what?
The Boring Company, didn't they make flamethrowers?
Yes. Yes. You want to? Can you explain what was it? Can you explain?
They made floating flamethrowers that people could buy. The Boring Company that Elon Musk founded.
Yeah.
Just to mess with people, I guess. They had too much time.
With fire. That's the last thing that you call boring, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, pay attention. So, for preparing a brand, pay attention to your social media. Especially to your bio, and when I say bio, I mean the Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram bio. Insert your story there. Your story should be there in the bio. Okay, and also remember the hashtag method. So take 2 of those hashtags and enter them into the bio, so the algorithm of the social media will associate you with that topic. Okay, and what else? Website, yes. Prepare your website. Who knows? Some people will land on your website, and pay attention to the small details. You want to see something funny? Look at that picture. What? This is from a website of hotel that I was about to book. What do you find funny there or weird with the pictures? You can come in and look if you want. There's something very, very funny there.
2 of them are upside down.
That's right. It's so funny. I think there are more than 2. It's so funny, right? I mean, you go and book there and you find it's like they don't. So pay attention to the small details. That's what I like to say, because this is kind of this. It's like not being serious with me, right? And yeah, and please, talking about website, the homepage, don't do mistake that everyone do, just loading all your product catalog, 10,000 SKUs into the homepage. Please, 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 I beg you, don't do that. Tell your story, get some trust, get people laugh or worry, build on emotions. Yeah, it's important to, it's really a headache to find the persona of your audience. And yeah, I know that people taught you to find where they're from, gender, and if they're blue eyes, whatever. But what's more important is the emotional triggers. So find out the people beyond the screen that are looking now into your social media or your website. What is their emotions? Are they happy? Are they worried? Okay. Are they desiring something? If you think about that, you'll come up with a great solution for your persona. Okay? Budget, of course, you need, just like any marketing activity, you need to have some budget. As I say, in case of micro-influencers, it's no more than several hundreds of dollars. And yeah, number 4, very important. So you already hired an influencer. The influencer is going to post amazing content for you, let's say this Friday at 1 p.m. Be there. Be there to engage with their followers that engage, that invested in you. Be there, especially in the comment area of the post. Show your true intention. Show that you care. Is that clear? Do you understand what I mean? Because many of them, they just pay the influencer and they're not there. So people ask about the service or the product or what you do, but they're not there. Also, they repeat some kind of rumor about your product, and you need to deny or need to not deny or need to correct them. Be there. Yes, please.
I'm just gonna say, sometimes I've been concerned that it would seem too salesy to ask the manufacturer or the company to immediately like jump right on comments. But I mean, I see your point to engage the people. I think you just have to be careful that they don't feel like you're trying to sell them now.
So wait a little bit. Wait maybe after the third comment, okay? And again, if it's a good influence, there should be at least 10 good comments, at least 10 engaging comments. And when you jump well. You know what I mean? Don't just sell your product. Don't. Just talk about, hey, you drank coffee today, whatever. Just show humanity and show interest, tell your story, and don't be salesy, as you use this word. Yeah, so you jump, but don't be salesy. They prefer that than not see you at all there like you don't care. Yeah, I highly recommend. Okay, last one. That's another mistake that many brands do. So the influencers are posting something for you, but you forget that it's yours to reuse, to repurpose, to remarket. So schedule that. It's a pity if you want. Last thing, and I do it quick, is the contract. I recommend to sign a contract not because you're suspicious of someone, but more to clarify things. Okay, you just want everything to be clear so you can prepare and you know what to prepare. So it should be written in the contract, the schedule, for example, so you can prepare. You know exactly when, what day, and what time. Okay, and you want to know when your preview is going to be, because you want to preview it before the post. And by the way, the preview is not, again, telling them what to write, but just to see if they didn't make any mistakes, like misspelling, or maybe they use some words that you don't want to associate with your brand, something about religious, or I don't know, what's it, kerosene, maybe you don't want to have kerosene words there, I don't know. So just check it out, and then you approve or disapprove. Social channels. So I found out through the Mishu that many influencers, they are very dominant. They are the most dominant in a specific social media like Instagram or Twitter. They have very good influence there. But they have other social media channels, and they have tens of thousands there too. So perhaps you ask them to check all the social media. So anyhow, for them it's one click, okay, the publishing tool. So perhaps you ask them to publish the content, the endorsement in all the social media networks. Okay? Yeah. Also remember just the hashtag method. So ask them, tell them which hashtags you want them to include in the post. What else? Yeah, the ownership of the content. If it doesn't say that you are the owner of the endorsement content, it's not legal. It's illegal for you to use it. So make sure that it is written, and many other things. Okay? And I don't think there are many tons of lawyers here. It's okay. I know that it will be very hard for you to write such a contract, so don't worry about that. Just shoot me an email, ng@mishudad.com, and I will send you the contract template that I use. Okay? Actually, can you pass my card, please? Yeah, my email is there. All right. Okay, that's it, my friends. So thank you very much. I know you are my heroes. You are my heroes. especially because I'm local too, so I really serious my heroes. Any entrepreneur here is my hero, and also the entrepreneurs that are looking at us right now. I'm allocating, I know that for a couple of $100, it's a lot. It's a lot of strategy, it's a lot to do. And so, but it's worth it. It's really, really worth it. And who knows, if it's going to be successful, you're going to have brand ambassadors for all year long. That would be like a dream, right? And yeah, but anyhow, if you you feel overwhelmed, or you don't know where, you hesitant, or you don't know where to start, I'm happy to chat more. Just shoot me an email, and I will schedule, allocate 30 minutes free consultation to this group and to the streaming group there. So shoot me an email, I will get you on the list. Okay? Thank you. And oh yeah, a quick Q&A, right? I guess the person that wants to do Q&A is not there. She had a question, she had to go. But do you have any questions about your brand, going to use influencers? And
I do.
Okay,
You
yes.
just mentioned brand ambassadors, and
Yes.
I had an experience talking to an influencer who was positioning herself as a brand ambassador, and she put together this whole package where, you know, over the course of the year, she would do this number of posts, and when she talks on this podcast, she would, you know, endorse the product and that sort of thing, and it was going to be like 18 grand, you know, for this whole big package.
Okay.
I was just curious about the different types of models that are out there, because for me, it's hard for me to put a value, and I'm just still trying to learn how to say, okay, if I put a tracking link in every post, and then maybe somehow I can tie it back to sales, but at the end of the day, there's not really a good, perfect way to say, okay, this many sales came from her. Is she out in left field with her pricing, or is it reasonable?
Wow, that's really a very important question. I should have shown you this before. You can take a picture of that. Indeed, it just this segment, let's say, co-influencer marketing, it's really hard to measure it, because again, the Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest, they limit the data that you can process. So it's hard to analyze exactly what's going on there. And so, therefore, I made this list of what I think is very realistic KPIs to measure the success of the influencer. So feel free to photocopy. If you have any questions about those, just tell me later. I think I'm past my time, but yeah, that's what I recommend. Those are very, very realistic. And about brand ambassador, it's just a word for, in your case, what she did, she just took long-term contract of signing up with partner and calling that name. Yeah, but usually a brand ambassador is a name for using young girls to do free posting to their friends and using them all the way, all year long. So I'm glad that you do very well. Yeah, but by the way, I may suggest you to say, yeah, okay, all year long, but with approval of my satisfaction from the first post. You think about that?
Thanks.
Then you go have less risk.
Do
Yes.
you have some data in terms of your postings in the Mishu Dad of, let's say, some treats for the dog?
Yeah.
How much sales did that turn? Do you have any data? Does the company feed you back on that?
The name is influencer marketing, okay? It's marketing, okay? It's not sales, it's not sales. Yeah, everything that company does is towards sales, for sure. But still, marketing is marketing. It's not sales. So there's a lot of misconception about that. So don't expect. It's like all the purpose of social media. It's all against gaining instant sales. The whole idea is to build a relationship, is to inspire, to get a tribe around you forever, to be your loyal customers, to talk about you, yes, to buy from you sometimes, but not instant. So I really recommend that the KPI should not be, and also there is a big problem with the like this big obstacle. People on the social media, like people on Instagram, they don't like to exit a website. They don't. Because if you have a link there, they click, it's like they're waiting for some kind of external page on the smartphone. It's weird, it's not really built in, it's not like, it takes forever, and then to punch the breaker and all that. They just don't like to exit. So, yeah, there are some networks like Facebook, Pinterest that you can exit to websites, so you can just give them a link, and inside the link you can you can measure it. But I don't recommend to measure it this way. Don't think about it as instant sales. Just think about getting loyal community in an industry where loyalty practically doesn't exist. Okay, next question. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. And just real quick, I just want to let you know that you signed up to the Eventbrite or that list in the back, but we will send a link to the video once it's posted. And just let you know that we're doing these weekly talks, our summer series, through August 14th. We're not doing July 3rd. I know one would show up. It's the day before July 4th. So the next one is A/B testing next Wednesday. There will be great speakers and pizza every week. So please come out, and if you haven't seen them already, there are little flyers at the end that list that, and take them, give them to your friends, your communities, let people know. And thank you.